You know, we've all been there, right? That moment where you have to choose between a really difficult truth and a seemingly easy lie. But what is the real price of that one single lie? Today, we're going to unpack that exact question by diving into a story where one tiny decision ends up creating this massive ripple effect.
So let's just put the question right out there. What's the actual price of telling just one lie? It might feel like nothing, a tiny, insignificant choice. But as we're about to see, even the smallest crack can threaten the entire foundation. So let's meet the person at the center of our story. Our story starts with a young boy named Rafiq. He's a good kid, helping his dad out at the local shop. But the most important thing you need to know about him is that everyone in his village knows him for one thing above all else: his honesty. It's his reputation, it's who he is.
But every foundation can be tested. And for Rafiq, that test arrives in a single quiet moment. And it starts, like it so often does, with a temptation that feels so small you could almost call it harmless.
Okay, so here's how it all goes down. A customer's in the shop, but Rafiq's father is away for a minute. A simple mistake happens. The customer accidentally overpays by 100 rupees. Not a lot of money. It's an amount that's easy to overlook and, well, really easy to rationalize keeping. This is the moment of choice.
And you can just picture the battle raging in his head, can't you? On one shoulder, there's his conscience, the honest kid he's always been, saying, "Return it. It's not yours." Simple, clear. But on the other shoulder, temptation is whispering, "Come on, it's just 100 rupees. No one will ever notice." We've all heard that second voice, haven't we?
And he makes his choice. He pockets the money. But here's the crucial part, and this is so important. The first and most damaging lie he told wasn't to the customer or his dad. The first lie was the one he told himself, that this was okay, that it was harmless, that it didn't really matter.
Of course, a lie is rarely ever just a single event. It's more like a seed. And once you plant it, especially in the fertile ground of self-deception, it starts to grow, and it sends out these tangled roots that begin to affect absolutely everything.
And the first consequences aren't what you'd expect. They're not external. They're all internal. Just look at what's happening to him. This is the slow erosion of his peace of mind. He can't sleep. His heart is pounding with guilt. Even his laughter feels fake. He can't even look his own father in the eye. That's the immediate price he pays. He's lost his sense of self.
And this just shows you the inevitable next step. That first lie to himself made all the next lies to other people so much easier. First, it's a small one to a supplier. Then, a bigger one to his friends to try and look cool. You can see how the dishonesty just spirals, becoming more and more tangled, leading him directly to the moment when the truth is going to come knocking.
Which brings us to the climax of the story. This is the part where all that internal stuff, the guilt and the fear, spills out into the real world. This is where the consequences become real and start to impact his relationships. This is where trust gets shattered.
And there it is, the moment he's been dreading. The customer returns. But notice how polite the question is. He's not accusing him. He's actually giving Rafiq a chance to come clean, an opportunity to fix the mistake. The door to telling the truth is wide open.
But he doesn't walk through it. He just freezes. Fear completely takes over, and he doubles down on the lie. That soft no, that's the sound of trust breaking. In that single moment, years of goodwill that his family built up, it's all undone.
Later that night, his father sits him down and delivers this piece of wisdom that just gets right to the heart of it. Honesty is like glass. Once it cracks, it can never shine the same again. What a powerful metaphor, right? It suggests that when you break trust, it's fundamentally altered. Even if you try to glue it back together, you can always see the cracks.
And he follows it up with this critical insight. A lie, he explains, is just a temporary cover-up. It doesn't actually change reality. The truth, the fact of the 100 rupees, it was always there, just waiting underneath. All that effort to hide it just ended up causing so much more damage.
But the story doesn't just end there in despair. This is a moral story after all. So this next section is all about the path to redemption, which is just as important as the path of the lie itself. It's about finding the courage to finally face the truth.
So what does he do? He takes action. The weight of his father's words, the weight of his own guilt, it all pushes him to finally do the right thing. He goes to the customer's house, he returns the money, and, most importantly, he confesses. He owns his mistake completely.
And the customer's response is just as important as the confession itself. He doesn't focus on the lie, he focuses on the courage it took to tell the truth. And that is such a crucial lesson. It shows that forgiveness isn't about being perfect, it's about having the integrity to own our imperfections and make things right.
So let's distill all of this down. What's the final takeaway here? What did Rafik learn and what can we learn from this whole experience? This next part really summarizes the true price of dishonesty.
And here's the lesson, crystal clear. Confessing was hard. It was embarrassing, for sure. But that pain was temporary. The alternative, those sleepless nights, the constant guilt, the broken trust, that's a pain that could have lasted a lifetime.
And this gets to the very heart of why this all matters. Why is truth so important? Because it's literally the building material of your character. Every honest act is like laying another brick, and every lie is a crack in the foundation. Over time, you're either building something solid or something that's just doomed to collapse.
And the story comes full circle. Rafik doesn't hide from his mistake. He owns it and he integrates it into his life. He becomes a respected teacher, and his moment of failure becomes his most powerful teaching tool, helping to guide the next generation. He actually turned his greatest weakness into his greatest strength. So, we'll end by turning the question back to you. Rafik's story is a simple one, but the principle behind it is universal. And it leaves us with this final thought to chew on. What are the difficult but necessary truths that are waiting in our own lives?